right here.
Well, there was a time not that long ago when Rodney Stuckey was considered a rising star in the NBA, considered a steal with the 15th pick in the 2007 draft. But after back-to-back disappointing seasons, I think it's fair to ask, have we seen the best of Stuckey already?
First one falls for him.
And Rodney Stuckey was playing in a contract season. Started last season breaking his thumb in his car door, and that required surgery. He missed the first month, and as a result, he never did get back to the level he had hoped for.
McDermott's checked in for the Bulls. Heinrich comes in for Derrick Rose. Now here's Gibson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. George dishes to Scola, hit his leg, and it's whistled a kick. .23 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Cope on the pass to Stuckey. And here's George for three.
This has not at all been the kind of performance they've needed out of him.
And Butler, here we go. It's his first trip to the line.
And you go back and you look at the numbers from last season, he knocked down about 77% of his free throws.
And the first one at the line is good. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
The 2-possession lead is what they were looking for there, so they can deal with that one miss.
Here's Stuckey. And we're through 2 here and a good one. Bulls lead by 5. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. A fantastic game from Derrick Rose in this one.
I like that he didn't force anything in that first half. His decision-making was really flawless.
That being the case, Steve, I think they want him to be more assertive in the second half. Look to take more shots. Be a little more shot hungry, even the tough ones.
D-Rose and Jimmy Butler at the backcourt. Inside at the 4 and 5 are Gasol and Noah. And it's Dunleavy in at the 3 spot. So that's who Tom Thibodeau starts the second half with.
Pacers went with an almost entirely new bench last season. It had been a major weakness for the team in 2012-13. The bench was much improved, and you've got to have that to be able to compete at your highest level, no doubt.
Here's George. The Bulls getting the bucket. Up off the screen, and they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
How about that? Take a peek at that move. We don't get to see plays like that very often.
No, we don't. You're right. Sailing in off the baseline for the reverse stuff.
Yeah, boy, what a dunk. That is just special.
Savage. That's the way to get some momentum on your side.
Absolutely. Those dunks can really have a deflating effect on the defense.
Especially coming from a guy out of the backcourt.
So it's the Pacers now after the Bulls pick up 2. Here's West, and there are the Pacers with another bucket.
Up and in on every one of their first 3 shots to start the second half.
Chicago leading. Outside Rose. Inside, Butler kicks it to Noah. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Roy Hibbert, the big dog, number 55 for the Pacers, is 7'2" and is a little too big for king-size beds. Every time the Pacers go on the road, he has to take along a special inflatable mattress that he likes to sleep on. It's one of the downsides to living large.
And so he makes both from the line. And Hibbert's father stands 6'2", and Steve, his mother, is 6'1". But Roy obviously towers over both of them.
Well, he towers over everybody, Kevin. I mean, you look at the family roots. His parents came from the Caribbean. Roy actually played one game for the Jamaican national team back in 2010, and unfortunately, that actually may rule him out of playing for Team USA. So a very interesting sort of international background there.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris.
Gentlemen, a close partnership between Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau and center Joakim Noah. Noah said, quote, "The way each of us sees the game can be totally different, but he'll fight anybody to win, and I will too." Noah says Thibodeau's changed too, adding he's opened up a lot more, asking how we're doing, what we're thinking. Kevin?
They're really the backbone of that team. Thanks, Doris. Paul George in the first year of a 5-year max-level contract extension. Boy, those are big words and mean a lot. We talked about earlier his name on the marquee and how it's big and bright. And, his play last season left no question in a lot of people's mind that he's worth every dollar.
Yeah, there are only about a dozen or so guys that are worthy of max contracts, in my opinion, and he's clearly one because he's gotten better every season. He hungers to be great, and he's a tremendous two-way player, potentially a guy who could be Defensive Player of the Year at some point in his career.
Hibbert, the shot's good on the assist by George. And that's now 6 points for Roy Hibbert. Chicago leading by 3. And it's Rose penetrating, and that one is hammered home.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Well, they're not backing off at all, are they? And you look at Paul George, other than LeBron James, he might be the top two-way perimeter player in the league.
Now here is Hill. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Shot clock at 5. George double teamed. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Chicago calls timeout.
And Paul George is a phenomenal athlete, folks. I mean, he does stuff that should look hard and makes it look easy. Never takes a play off defensively and still has the energy to carry the offensive load that he does. That attribute's so underrated. There are very few players that are able to do it the way PG does. And it really is one of the marks of greatness, and he's headed in that direction.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Rose attacking. Pass to Dunleavy from deep. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
They're rolling now. 5 straight hoops to start this quarter.
Pacers trail by 8. Hill kicks to George. Hibbert with the screen. Off the pick. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
4 for 5 so far. That's their first miss of the second half.
Gibson dishes to Gasol. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back. Outside Hill. Feeds it to George. Hibbert with the screen for George. And the officials have called the illegal screen right there.
Yeah, good call there. You could tell he was moving into the defender when he tried to set the screen.
Yeah, lowered that shoulder, dipped right into him, too. I mean, he was going to be called on that foul either way.
Luis Scola, he's checked in for West.
You know that old saying, the more things change, the more things stay the same. that applies to Chicago. Once again, they were incredibly tough at home with their defense.
Now here is Hill. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Stuckey outside to stop the run. And that one's good.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
And that tough defense by the Bulls here in Chicago, Steve, helped them to 27 wins in the United Center.
Well, a tough defense can stifle a lot of teams, and the Bulls have that for sure. That's been the strength of their club for a long time, and when you add that to this kind of home court advantage, it's a pretty tough combination to beat.
Now Hibbert. Pau Gasol missing from long range. Three-pointer, and Rodney Stuckey the bucket on the assist from Roy Hibbert. Now just a 4-point Bulls lead. And it's Rose penetrating. The kick outside to Butler. It's good from long range. Butler's got 8 points.
Another rebound gobbled up. They are pounding the boards.
And a big part of the lead, guys, is because of the work they've done on the glass. I mean, they have the lead because they've rebounded well.
Now here is Hill. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. And Nba2k leaderboard up on the screen now, giving you a look at the small forward position and the players with the most rebounds per game this year. Paul George on top.
Well, there are some things he does very well on the perimeter, but in the paint, his rebounding is as impressive as anything else he does.
Yeah, there's a lot in his package. He does a lot of things. He gives you a little bit of everything, but it's his work on the glass, on the boards, his ability to battle down low. That's where he blows the league's other small forwards away.
Gasol's in the post, covered by Hibbert. The shot's good from Gasol.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
Hill against Rose. Hill kicks to Skoll. Now the pass to Stuckey. Indiana moving it around. George passes to Stuckey. 6 to shoot. Here's Hill. And again, it's Indiana. 59 seconds left to play in the third. Rose goes in. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Rose has got 19 points. Pacers trail by 9. Outside Hill. The dish to George. Pass to Hibbert. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. 8 points for Roy Hibbert.
Well, and the bounce pass was the key to the play.
Rose against George. Rose dishes to Butler. Back to Rose. Just 5 to shoot. Near the three-point line, it's Dunleavy. The putback is no good. Indiana's gotten the 3-ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. And George, here we go. Some solid defense from Gasol.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. It's the Bulls up by 7. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports.